Today I have a beautiful model here. I would like to show you how I work with hybrid pigments, but hybrid pigments which contains more inorganic components inside. We will pluck the brows, as always, the same step. I like to clean this bottom line before I start with shape, because I think it looks much better when I have very clean and very nice bottom line. Bottom, top, and the up line. Middle, start of the brow, beginning of the brow, arch, and end of the brow. Moving my client's head, same, beginning of the brow, arch, and the end of the brow. Upper line, same angle, bottom line, moving my client's head. I am looking for the bone, and now I only want to connect it over here. Top line, same angle, bottom line, bone, and here only connecting. We will clean all unnecessary lines to make sure we see the shape properly. Over here too. Now we see the shape. This is just my basic shape. The second step is pencil. So I take a pencil, I stretch properly, and I follow the line. I am softly touching the skin. Now you can see one eyebrow, and we are going to move to the other one. Moving my client's head towards me. As you can see, I still have to pluck the brows. Now I need to pluck the brows again to make sure my bottom line is super clean. I was looking at my client and I feel like this line, this bottom line, is a little bit more down. So I will clean it and I will do it again to make sure I am 100% satisfied with the result. I think it's completely normal to change the shape if you're not 100% satisfied. I wasn't 100% satisfied, so I cleaned the bottom line, and now I am doing it again. Now, as you can see, we have to pluck the brows again. But this way, we will make these brows a little bit more symmetrical. We know that brows are not symmetrical at all, but we can always help them a little bit. It's always better when you tattoo closer to the brow hair, because it looks always much better. Now we will clean the line a little bit. This pencil is too creamy, and it does not create precise and clean lines, in my opinion. Or maybe I got used to the other pencil, so it's harder for me, but I don't really like this texture. A little bit of corrector, and now we will make our bottom line much clean. What kind of pencil do you use? What kind of color do you like? Let me know in the comments, I'm very curious. We will move to the other side. Stretching is very important to make a clean line. And during the procedure, we have to pluck the brows again while we will be doing the outline. Here, I would like to make it a little bit more straight because I feel like it's curved a lot. It's too curved. I am changing my shape in a sitting position right now. This is how pixelated outline looks like. I love it so much. And we will softly move down to the bottom part. Now I stretch properly, I move a little bit and I do the same from the upper line. Your movements should be closer to each other, one to each other, because we are working with hybrid pigments where you can find a little bit more inorganic components inside. Using a fan movement and moving with my needle, with my machine, with my hands and with my body to the direction where I need to go. I am coming back a little bit over here and moving to the body of the eyebrow. My movements are very airy and I am super soft and very light-handed. Moving my client's head, softer and lighter movements up. And now we are moving to the body of the brow, and again fan movements a little bit closer to each other. Softly on top and moving again to the body of the brow. Movements closer to each other, and I make sure I am consistent with my movements and with my pressure all the time. I really like thicker pigments. I don't really like pigments which are too thin, because it makes a lot of mess during the procedure on my client's face. I am not cleaning the pigment, it's staying in the skin and on the skin, because it is penetrating into the skin. Little bit longer movements and a little bit more far away from each other, as we are going very close to the front of the eyebrow. Bottom part should be a little bit darker. And top part should be lighter. Here you can see that there is only a little bit of pigment and this part is much softer. We will clean the first pass and we will see how it looks like. Here you can see how our first pass looks like. It's super soft. I only wanted to check the shade and I wanted to check the structure of the skin, if there is a problem or no, but I see that the skin is amazing. There is not a problem at all with the skin and the shade looks amazing on her. It really matches her hair. We are working on the bottom part and on the body of the brow now. We will clean, we will brush the brow hair, and we can continue. I will put a little bit of color on top. Only one-way movement. And now I am coming back to my two-way movement, pendulum movement, back and forth. From the bottom line, more up. Cleaning the eyebrow. And checking the color. We can see that it's already so beautiful. Packing the color into the skin. Little bit more up to make a beginning of the gradient. I need to brush the brow hair a little bit. Shorter movements. Moving my client's head and working on the body of the brow. Moving a little bit more to the front of the eyebrow. I can see some empty spaces here, some lighter spaces, so I want to make it darker. And lighter and softer pressure over here. Now working on the gradient a little bit. Moving a little bit more up. I will leave this eyebrow right now and I will move to the other side. I want to keep it nice and clean, and I want to see how the saturation will go up in the next few minutes. Now we move to the other part. bottom part. Now we can start with the tail. Shorter movements over here and longer over here. Moving a little bit more up. And from the bottom line, shorter movements, more color. And now more up. Moving my client's head. Working over here on the arch, connecting with the tail and moving to the front. Now we are coming back to the tail and we want to saturate it a little bit more. Fan movement and more up right now to fill in the gaps. Now we are going to do final touches and we will create a very soft and light gradient. Movements only towards myself, very light hand. And quite far away, one next to each other. I need some saturation over here. Creating very soft gradient. Moving my client's head again. Moving more up. Again, more up. Now I will leave this eyebrow like this and I will move to the other side. This is my last pass on this eyebrow. I want to make this part darker over here, only a little bit. I see some small empty spaces, so I want to make it a little bit darker. We can see some small dots of the blood, but it's okay. Now a little bit of gradient over here. I need to stretch quite well. We will make this part darker too. And we will work on the gradient a little bit over here. Now we applied a little bit of anesthetic at the end of the procedure because I want to show you how the gradient looks like. I really love this final result. We didn't use anesthetic during the procedure because my client wasn't sensitive at all and my hand was very light. I will show you how the healed result looks like when my client comes back for the procedure, correction procedure,